Welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I, of course, am Brian, and today I have a tone tips, kind of a tone tips version of the podcast for you. It's actually based on a video I did a little while back talking about what changes does the op amp make? Like, does it make any sound changes? Is it really that critical? And the same thing with diodes. I go through a bunch of different diodes, and I'm playing through this, so I'll tell you what I'm using, play a quick sample, and for about 20 minutes I go through a bunch of different op amps and a bunch of different diodes. So let's jump right into that. Got a special gift for you today. I've had a few people ask me about op amps and how op amps make a difference. So I breadboarded a small little circuit for you, a little overdrive circuit. And I figured, you know what? We'll just swap some out and see what you guys think. So let's get to it. Okay, I have a JRC 4580 in this circuit right now. And I have a gain control, which is dimed. I have a very simple tone control, a volume control, obviously. Diodes are in the, they're soft clipping basically, they're in the loop. So a bunch of gain to it, and it's soft clipping like just a normal overdrive 4580 chip. Now this is a breadboard. So with that in mind, when I turn everything on, it's going to be a little bit louder. You're going to hear some hum just because all the crap associated with breadboards, like wires going everywhere, that creates all these little antennas basically. So it's going to be a little bit loud. That's just part of the breadboard. Hear that? That's what I mean. So, 4580 chip. Okay, let's try the TLC 2262. Let's try that next. Let's go from that to the OP275. Let's go for TLO62. All right, that's the 062. Let's go for, you know what? Let's take a little venture somewhere else. Over in that one, that little got some different chips in that. I think I'm going to throw in an LM833. It's kind of a popular chip. I think it's in like the not Shredmaster. What was it? The MI Audio Distortion. Crunchbox. There you go. That's what it's called. And here we go with the 833. On to the next one. So this is the JRC 4558. This is the chip that makes it sound like a tube screamer. You'll notice it does it, by the way. And that's the 4558. On to the next. So this is the LM358. All right, how about, I think we should do, I got it. Yeah, I do. 4559. So you're going to notice this is, well, you may notice, you may not notice, this is going to be a little bit higher gain compared to some of the other ones. All right, here we go. quite the drastic difference, is it? All right, and moving on. So let's get into some more of the expensive chips. You know, the $8 ones, $5 to $8 ones. Those elusive, you know, special sprinkled with fairy dust type of chips. Let's see. How about the OPA 2604? That's an expensive one. And let's do another expensive one, the AD712. That's AD, not 80. The OPA 2134. Another fairly expensive IC chip. Dual op amp. These are all dual op amps, in case you're wondering. I know you're sitting there asking yourself, are those dual op amps or single op amps? Yep, they're all duals. See, because if they weren't, I wouldn't be able to just swap them out that quickly. All right, the 2134, the OPA. That's the 2134. What else can we do? Let's see. Okay, one more. We have one more. This actually is a pretty good sounding chip as far as, you know, op amps go and the differences between them. The JRC 2043. Double D. So there you have it. Me personally, there is a difference. I do hear a difference, but it's not a dramatic difference. So hopefully this puts to rest the, if it's got a 4558 chip, that it's a tube screamer thought. So it's not the way it works. 4558 is a very, 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 very common op amp IC chip. So yeah, I mean, you may notice like a little bit of differences. It is harder when it's on the breadboard, just simply because you do have other noise stuff going on, and it's not really a good way around that when it's on the breadboard, especially with big long wires and all that crap. So one more thing. Right now, like I said, I have the diodes between the inverting pins, so it's soft clipping. Why don't we take those same diodes and run them to ground, and so you can see what the difference is between soft clipping and hard clipping. That'd be fun, right? Everybody wants to know that. And we'll probably hear an increase in volume. The clipping structure is going to be totally different. And keep in mind, like, I know this isn't the greatest circuit in the world. It's a very simple circuit that I came up with. Pretty much just for this test. So, okay, here we go. Hard clipping to ground. And while we're here, I guess we could ask ourselves, how do different diodes sound like? I don't know. I do know, but let's see. Those were 4148s. Let's see here, okay? What do I got up now? Oh, I got some fancy pants ones. So these are 1N192s. Fancy schmancies. Oh, man. These are a little expensive as well. In the hard clipping position. can't turn the volume up. It's loud as it goes. Now, if you're wondering why it's not quite as loud, that's because, let's see, the easiest way to put it is more signal is getting kind of compressed and clipped, and so therefore it's not as loud. Oh, here's some good ones. The BAT 46. If I recall, sometimes these were used in a very expensive overdrive. I think the BAT 41s or 46s. I forget off the top of my head. BAT 46s, hard clipping. That's the BAT 46s. So, just for fun, let's see what the BAT 41s do. Dims the 41s. Let's see, let's throw some LEDs in here. All right, I'm going to have to compensate for the volume on this guy, because the LEDs are going to clip less, let more signal through, and as a result, the op amp is actually going to clip a little more. Those are blue LEDs. I know what you're thinking, Brian. Why didn't you try the yellow LEDs, or the orange LEDs, or the red LEDs? That's a good question. Let's see how much of a difference a different color makes. Oranges. Those are the oranges. And let's see. Let's throw pinks in there. All right, pink LEDs. All right, red ones. Here we go. What else we got? You know what? We have some germanium 1N34As. Where are they at? Let's dig them out of here real quick. Ooh, got an assembly already made. All right, here goes the germaniums. 1N34As. Wow, okay. Dramatic difference, of course. It's clipping more signal, so that makes sense. All right, final thing, just for the fun of it, let's see what the op amp sounds like. Just clipping itself, no diodes at all. I have to turn the volume down. actually think in some applications, op amps can sound good clipping, just hitting the rails and clipping themselves. So yeah, I think that's a cool sound too. Now you get a whole different thing. Let me find my boost. You can get a whole different sound whenever you run, another clean boost into that and get the op amp to break up even more. So let's try that just for fun while we're throwing caution to the wind here. Okay, so I basically just have a decibel plus or dB plus, and it's just a straight up full frequency op amp booster. So let's turn this mug up, turn it on, see what kind of clipping action we get. First off. Now hitting that op amp with a boost pedal. It off again. And on. So I kind of dig it. It's almost like a fuzzy sort of thing, So, that's, if you're like a tweaker like me, like to tweak stuff, might be something to experiment with. Create a new type of fuzz. Run a couple op amps into each other and see what happens. Tweak the values in between. Get what you want, put a cool tone control on it, and, might be something cool. So anyways, I know this may be fairly dull to some of my audience. I apologize. Hopefully at least you got a little bit of knowledge of just how much op amps do or do not make a difference, how the diodes do or do not make a difference. I really think they do make a big difference. And, yeah, so, hope you got something out of it. So if you have any questions or comments, make sure you comment below. I love hearing from you guys. If you think this is of any value, if you like this video, if you get anything out of it, make sure you share it with people. I do this for you guys. I'm not selling any Wampler pedals here. I'm purely doing this to help you guys out and answer the questions that I get. So if you like it, share it, and we'll see you in a couple days. And thanks so much for listening to the Chasing Tone podcast. Really appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions, you can always email me at podcast@wamplerpedals.com. Love hearing from you. So thanks for listening. We'll talk to you in a couple days.